Hey gang, how's it going? Today we're back in Adobe Premiere and I'm going to show you some of my favorite hotkeys that aren't hotkeys by default or have really stupid hotkey combinations. So let's get started. So if you're brand new to Premiere, the first thing you need to know is how to change your hotkeys. To do this, you need to go Edit, Keyboard Shortcuts. You can also type Control-Alt-K and it'll pull up this screen where you have this nice keyboard map so you can see what all your hotkeys currently are. You can search for functions here and then it'll tell you what the shortcut is and then you can make a change right there. So the first hotkey I want to show you is probably the most useful hotkey, and that is called Ripple Delete. And so what happens when you ripple delete something, so normally when you delete something, it leaves a gap in the timeline. When you ripple delete something, it moves the timeline over and fills the gap. So for my example, I just push E. Now E is not the default hotkey for this. It's just what I use because I never use the hotkey that is there, which is extend to playhead, something like that, which is not something I use. I use Q, W, and E, which are all ripple deletes. And so they're all kind of right there together. They're all on one hand. Q deletes everything before the playhead. W deletes everything after the playhead, and E will ripple delete the entire clip. That's how I have mine set up. You can do it however makes sense to you, but I'm gonna show you how to change that again if you're new. So we're gonna go in, and we're gonna type in ripple delete, and you see application, so edit and panels. I have it as E and E, but it's also alt backspace and shift delete depending on where you are in the program, what you're working on. So the next hotkey I want to show you is called Zoom to Frame. Now by default, there is no hotkey for this. So I mapped it to keyboard shortcut 1 because 1 by default is a multicam thing and I'm almost never using multicam. And to be honest, I don't really like multicam in Premiere. I'd rather just make the tracks myself and do it that way, which isn't the best way to do it, but I only do it once, maybe twice a year, so it works better for me. Anyway, what Zoom to Frame is gonna do is, if you're in a bigger timeline and you wanna make a small cut, a real precise cut, you wanna get down to the level so you can hit Alt and scroll way in. So that's one way to do it. Or what you could do is you could just push Zoom to Frame and now you're right up in there. Now, if you wanna go back out, there is a Zoom to Timeline. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's just the backslash key and that pulls you way back out. So that's a simple way to get in and out, make your precise cuts if you just need to trim a couple frames here and there. Quick, easy, simple, one of my favorite hotkeys. You're gonna love it too. So from time to time, you'll be working on your project and you wanna play it back, you wanna watch it as a viewer. Now, you can go up to the program monitor here and you can click the tilde key and you can make the program panel full screen. That's one way to do it. But there's actually a feature in Premiere to toggle a full screen playback mode. I don't know what the hotkey is by default. I remapped it to F because F is match frame by default and I'm never using that. So when you hit F, boom, full screen. This is really handy if you're working on, a laptop or you're just working on with one monitor and you can't move the program monitor over to the big screen and you just want to see things a little closer up. It's really handy, especially if you're working with a client right over your shoulder. This is it's a great hotkey to map in, to know, to have, to just pull up and down. And so I'm saving the best for last. If you've watched some of my other videos, you know I've talked about this before. It's called Add Edit. Now, by default, the hotkey for this is like 3 buttons, which you would never push for how useful it is. What I did is I remapped it to S because in Sony Vegas, which is how I learned to edit, they have this feature called Split. And what Split does is it just makes a cut point at the playhead. And Add Edit does that exact same feature. You see where the playhead is, you click the button, boom. I use this thing, I'm not gonna lie, I probably use it 1,000 times per edit. I don't know who goes over and pulls up the razor tool and then makes a cut, which feels so imprecise anyway, unless you're like zoomed into the frame, So yeah, Add Edit, that's if you only take away one hotkey, one feature from Premiere from this video, please let it be the Add Edit key. It will save you so many hours of your life. I can't under pitch how important that hotkey is in my life. So that's all I got for you guys today. If you found this useful, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Put out new tutorials every Tuesday. And of course, if there's any hotkeys you know about that you think I should know about, please leave a comment down below because I don't really like to edit. So anything I could do to make my editing go faster until I'm rich enough to pay someone to do it for me, I would love to hear about. Thank you as always for watching. I'll see you next Tuesday.